I know what time is. So hi ChatGPT.
It sounds like you're ready to dive in. Inspiring change in your community around uniqueness can start with small, impactful action. For instance, you could host events or create online platforms where people can share their personal stories, talents, or projects. These spaces can highlight the diversity and individuality that each person brings. You might also start initiatives that celebrate local traditions, encourage creative expression, or foster open-minded dialogue. Creating environments where everyone feels safe and encouraged to express themselves will gradually nurture a culture of acceptance and respect. It's about building connections through understanding and celebrating differences, which can help inspire collective growth and positive change. Would you like to explore specific ways to start such initiatives?
Oh, yeah, okay. My first question is ChatGPT. How to learn really mean to you?
Learning how to run means embracing both physical and mental growth. It's about pushing yourself beyond your limits, challenging your endurance, and discovering your strength, both physically and mentally. For me, the concept of learning to run represents persistence and the process of improvement. It's not just about the final goal, but about every step you take to get there and the lessons you learn along the way, whether it's about resilience, focus, or overcoming obstacles. For someone learning to run, it might also symbolize a personal journey of self-discovery and self-discipline. What does running or learning to run represent to you personally?
Okay, so my next question is why is native English is important in the learning process?
The letter English is important in the learning process because it serves as a foundational skill for communication, especially in today's globalized world. It opens doors to a wide range of resources, such as books, online materials, and educational content that are predominantly in English. Learning English also allows you to connect with people from different cultures and backgrounds, making it easier to share ideas and collaborate across borders. Furthermore, it enhances cognitive development, helping improve reading, writing, and critical thinking skills. For many, English also serves as a bridge to higher education, career opportunities, and personal growth. What part of learning English do you find most interesting or challenging?
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is how does the brain switch between focus and discuss thinking more?
The brain switches between focus and distraction through a balance of two key systems, the prefrontal cortex and the default mode network. When you're focused, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and concentration, is more active. Now, this helps you stay engaged with a task, filter out distractions, and process information efficiently. When you shift to distraction or mind wandering, the default mode network takes over. This network is responsible for things like daydreaming, recalling memory, generating creative ideas. It's a more relaxed state where the brain moves away from external tasks and allows for deeper reflection or spontaneous thoughts. The brain constantly switches these states depending on the task at hand and how engaged you are. Regular practice, like mindfulness or focused work sessions, can help train your brain to switch back and forth more effectively. Find it easy or challenging to shift between these states?
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is what learning style suits you best? Visual editing. Why?
For visual editing, the best learning style is often visual learning combined with hands-on experience. Visual learners thrive by seeing information presented in graphs, videos, diagrams, and images. When it comes to visual editing, watching tutorials, experimenting with editing software, and observing the editing techniques of others can be super helpful. Additionally, kinesthetic learning, which involves learning by doing, works well for visual editing. It means actively engaging in the process by editing videos or images yourself, practicing different techniques, and tweaking your edits until they feel right. This hands-on approach helps solidify what you learn by putting it into action. Would you say you learn best through watching examples, or do you prefer jumping right in and editing yourself?
Okay, so my next question is the ChatGPT. How can overcome persistent high study?
Overcoming challenges with practice and studying often requires finding a balance and adopting strategies that work best for you. One effective way to stay motivated is to break down your tasks into smaller, more manageable steps. Instead of focusing on the big picture, focus on making small progress every day and celebrate those wins. Additionally, make sure you're giving yourself regular breaks to avoid burnout. The Pomodoro technique, where you study for 25 minutes and take a 5-minute break, is a great way to stay focused without overworking yourself. Also, try to mix up your study methods. Use different learning tools, study groups, or even teach the material to someone else. This variety can keep things fresh and help reinforce what you've learned. How do you usually approach studying or practicing, and what do you find most challenging about it?
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is LGBT. How do sleep and rest affect memory and learning? In about to you.
Sleep and rest are crucial for memory and learning because they allow your brain to process and solidify new information. When you sleep, your brain goes through different stages, including deep sleep and REM sleep, both of which play essential roles in memory consolidation. During deep sleep, your brain strengthens the neural connections formed during the day, helping you retain what you've learned. REM sleep, which is linked to dreaming, plays a role in emotional memory and creativity. Rest is just as important as sleep. Taking breaks while studying or practicing allows your brain to recharge and avoid mental fatigue. Short breaks help maintain focus, improve retention, and prevent burnout, ultimately enhancing learning. Without enough sleep or rest, you might struggle to retain information or think clearly. Have you noticed any impact on your memory or focus when you get more or less sleep?
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is LGBT. What role does Christian play in learning effectively?
The concept of a question tree in learning plays a significant role in deepening understanding and encouraging critical thinking. It's essentially a framework where each question leads to another, branching out into more complex or detailed questions. This structure helps learners explore a topic from multiple angles and encourages curiosity. The main role of a question tree is to guide the learner through a step-by-step process, allowing them to dig deeper into concepts, build connections, and make sense of information in a more structured way. Instead of just seeking answers, the learner develops a broader understanding by considering the cause and effect of each question. It also helps scaffold learning, where simpler questions build the foundation for more advanced ones, allowing learners to gradually increase their knowledge without feeling overwhelmed. It keeps the learning process active and engaging rather than passive. Would you find it helpful to structure your study sessions like this, with each question branching out into a deeper exploration?
Okay, so my next question is how do emotion affect how well we learn? Six example of how do we learn.
Emotions play a powerful role in how well we learn because they can either enhance or hinder our ability to retain information. When we're emotionally engaged or excited about a topic, our brain releases neurotransmitters like dopamine, which help with memory and focus. On the other hand, negative emotions like stress or anxiety can interfere with our concentration, making it harder to process and retain information. Here are 6 examples of how emotions affect learning. 1. Excitement. When you're excited about a topic, your brain becomes more alert and you're more likely to engage deeply with the material, which improves retention. Two, stress. High levels of stress can activate the body's fight or flight response, which diverts resources away from cognitive functions, making it harder to focus and learn. 3. Curiosity. Emotions like curiosity can drive you to seek out more information, keeping you engaged and motivated to learn. 4. Frustration. When you're frustrated with a difficult concept, it can lead to a mental block, but overcoming this challenge can lead to a greater sense of accomplishment and deeper learning. 5. Fear. Fear of failure can hinder performance by making it harder to concentrate, but a certain level of healthy pressure can push you to perform better. 6. Happiness. Positive emotions, like feeling proud of your progress, can boost confidence and make you more open to learning. Incorporating emotional regulation techniques, like mindfulness or taking breaks when feeling overwhelmed, can help maintain a balanced emotional state for optimal learning. Bursto, how do you notice your emotions affecting your learning process?
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is can failure actually help you learn better? How?
To help me learn better, it's really about giving me clear and specific feedback on how I can improve in our conversations. You can guide me by 1. Being clear with your requests. The more specific you are with what you're looking for, the better I can tailor my responses to meet your needs. 2. Offering feedback. If something I said wasn't helpful or didn't meet your expectations, letting me know allows me to improve in the future. 3. Engaging in a dialogue. Asking follow-up questions or exploring different angles on topics helps me adapt my responses to better suit your style of learning. 4. Providing context. The more I know about your preferences and interests, the more accurately I can respond and provide valuable information. For example, if I know you're studying for a guitar exam, I can help tailor advice around that. Would you say this approach helps you when you're learning too? Clear communication and feedback.
Oh yeah, okay. So my next question is what are some active listening techniques you are used? Six example of you are used and have active failure techniques active.
When it comes to active learning techniques, there are several that I employ, which could be helpful for you as well. While I don't experience failure the way humans do, I can explain how my approach works in a way that reflects active learning and improvement. 1. Questioning and clarification. I often ask questions or seek clarification to make sure I understand what you need before providing an answer. This ensures I'm on the right track. 2. Repetition and review. I review concepts with you, sometimes rephrasing or offering examples to reinforce the learning process. By repeating or revisiting information, it helps solidify understanding. 3. Adaptive responses. I adjust my responses based on your feedback, so I learn from what resonates with you and what doesn't, improving future responses. 4. Active engagement. In some cases, I help you apply knowledge through examples, analogies, or practical scenarios. This keeps the learning process dynamic and relatable. 5. Contextual adjustments. I remember details about your learning preferences and adjust my methods accordingly, making sure I'm providing relevant advice for your goals. As for active failures, in my case, if I provide an answer that doesn't work well for you, That's a kind of learning opportunity. I use your feedback to adjust my approach, ensuring future responses are more useful. These techniques, whether it's reviewing information, adapting to feedback, or staying engaged, can make a big difference in both human learning and how I assist you. Have you ever tried any of these active learning techniques, and how do you feel they work for you?
Yeah, okay. So my next question is, how does speed recipient improve long-time memory?
It sounds like you're referring to be recipient, but I'm not sure if you're talking about a specific technique, tool, or concept related to memory improvement. If you mean something like a mnemonic device, learning strategy, or method that helps with long-term memory, I'd be happy to clarify. In general, improving long-term memory involves strategies that reinforce information over time, such as 1. Repetition. Repeating the information at spaced intervals helps transfer it into long-term memory. This is known as spaced repetition. 2. Active recall. Actively trying to recall information from memory rather than just passively reviewing it strengthens neural connections. 3. Mnemonic devices. Creating associations or memory aids can help recall complex information more easily. 4. Visualization. Creating vivid mental images related to what you're learning can make it more memorable. 5. Sleep. Proper rest consolidates memories and helps retain information over time. Could you clarify if be recipient refers to something specific, or would you like tips on any of the strategies above for improving long-term memory?
Okay. So my next question is, how do you ever use mind maps to learn? What was the result of? How can you build discipline into your learning habits?
Mind maps are a fantastic tool for learning. I don't use them directly the way humans do, but I can help explain how they work and how you could use them to boost your learning. A mind map helps by organizing information visually, allowing you to see the connections between different concepts. This can make it easier to understand complex topics, improve recall, and enhance creative thinking. You start with a central idea and branch out into related topics or subtopics, creating a network of interconnected concepts. This method helps reinforce learning by showing how everything fits together and encourages active engagement with the material. As for building discipline into your learning habits, it often involves setting clear goals, creating a routine, and sticking to it. You can incorporate strategies like 1. Time blocking. Dedicate specific time slots for learning to ensure consistency. 2. Progress tracking. Break down your larger goals into smaller tasks and track your progress to stay motivated. 3. Reward system. Set rewards for completing learning milestones, keeping the process enjoyable. 4. Accountability. Whether through a study group or regular check-ins with someone, having accountability can strengthen discipline. Combining mind maps for better understanding and structure with a disciplined approach can lead to effective and sustained learning. Have you ever tried mind mapping yourself? How did it work out for you in organizing your thoughts?
Oh
It
yeah.
seems like you might have used some symbols there. Could you clarify your message?
Oh yeah.
I'd
Okay.
love to help out with whatever you're thinking.
Yeah. Okay. What does a growth mindedness have to do with learning?
A growth mindset is deeply connected to learning because it's the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through dedication, effort, and learning from mistakes. People with a growth mindset tend to embrace challenges rather than avoid them, seeing failures as growth instead of setbacks. This mindset encourages persistence and resilience, which are essential for long-term learning. To improve, you're more likely to put in the effort even when things are tough. It's of learning because you're less focused on proving developing and in where you believe your abilities are static. willingness to take on challenges and ultimately hindering learning and personal growth. How do you see a growth mindset impacting your learning process?
Okay, so the AI session time is over. Session. Bye bye, my friend. Thank you for watching for the AI session. Bye bye.